On this episode of the Vinyl Graveyard, we are going to be ranking from the bottom to the top the 11 Danzig studio albums. So that means no lost tracks of Danzig, no Live on the Black Hand Side, no Thrall, mainly because they're compilations or live records, and they don't fit into the studio discography, although all of that stuff is essential. Lost tracks running from the beginning all the way through the years. So much great music on there.
I mean, unbelievable. Soul Eater alone.
Soul Eater alone is worth the price of that record. Pain is Like an Animal. There's so many good songs on that. And then, obviously, Thrall with It's Coming Down and Violet Fire, two of the best Danzig songs in the entire catalog. So much good stuff, but they're considered compilations and not studio albums. So we're going to go with the 11 studio albums on this, ranking from the bottom to the top. Here we go, starting at number 11, Skeletons. Nobody would probably be surprised on that, but I love Devil's Angels, fantastic song, love that song. But I think what kills me for this record more so than anything else is just the choice of songs. For a while there was talk of him doing You Must Be a Witch from the Lollipop Shop, which would have been great.
Yes.
Because I love that song. I love that song anyway, so hearing Glenn do it would have been amazing. And, you know, he's done a lot of covers that I liked previously. Stuff like Buick McCain,
I love that cover.
which is awesome. Caught in My Eye from the Germs. I love that cover that he did. But the choice of songs on this just kind of, you know, Rough Boy from ZZ Top, not feeling it. You know,
he does such great covers.
He does.
You know, obviously as well as originals. So it's like, I just think that there might have been, you know, if maybe there was just a few different songs in there to kind of tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, obviously there's songs that he loved and he really wanted to do, and
the very rough production, and I can respect that. And that's one thing about Glenn that I respect more than anything is that he does whatever the fuck he wants, and he doesn't care.
Does it his way, and he don't give a shit.
That's it. Does it his way, and so these were the songs he wanted to do, and so I can respect that.
Yeah.
I like the video for NIB.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of
witches,
voluptuous witches in that video, and that's
essential.
good. That's good. But yeah, I mean, overall, I just I didn't feel this record outside of Devil's Angels. That was killer. When he played it live
song.
too. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah, seeing him
So
on that last Blackest of the Black tour doing that,
and it gives you hope. You know, where if they were to possibly record some new Misfits material, you would hope it would go in that direction.
It was cool that he had Doyle on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's the one I can rave about on here for Skeletons, but it hits at the bottom for me. Sorry, so number 10 on the list was something I can't show you on vinyl because it was never released on vinyl, and that is Black Acid Devil. So what we'll do is we'll post a little picture right there. Yeah, Danzig 5, his... what would that be? Industrial?
Yeah, it's
Consider that industrial
his
record?
stab at industrial music.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, it makes sense if he would have tried that at that time with how massively huge it was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it only made sense, but Sacrifice is such a killer song.
Oh, I love Sacrifice.
That's exempt. That's completely exempt from any sort of negativity, because that song, like, you hear that in, like, a goth industrial club, and that's a killer fucking song.
Yeah, and it's got a Nine Inch Nails vibe to it, too, which is cool, and I mean... I love that song, but by and large, for me, the bulk of that record I just couldn't connect to, mainly because having grown up listening to Glenn and his, I mean, Glenn is his voice. Everything with Glenn is his voice. The howl, the amazing tone of his voice is gone on that record.
Yeah, it's completely...
He muted it underneath piles of electronic robot noises and just...
Yeah, it's all soft and then it's all powerful, but like,
scratchy,
it's missing that
digital,
howl.
Very digital.
That bluesy howl that he's just so perfect at.
Yeah. So, that one...
Still a cool song.
Yeah, that one. And at number 9, Black Laden Crown. This record for me, it's got its high points and it's got its low points, but for me it's got more low points than high points. I love some of the tracks. I love Devil on Highway 9. I love that song, especially live. That song live is a beast. I love that song live. Pull the Sun, I love that song. There was another one that he did live that was really good too.
Last
the video.
Ride.
Yeah, Last Ride was another great one live. Live, the songs translate better than they did in the studio.
Still a good, it was still a good studio song, but I think having heard him do it live gave it a whole new life.
Yeah, no, I agree. Production-wise, a little a little too garagey, and it kind of falls in line with Skeletons. I'm not sure if the two, if you know, some of the tracks were recorded around the same time. I know he'd been working on this for a while, so I don't know if somehow the studio, you know, connection might be there because there's similar sounds with the two records, but not one of his best. All right, so that brings us to number 8, and that is 666, Satan's Child. I actually really like this record.
It's a cool record.
There's a lot of good songs on this thing.
He doesn't really, he never does bad work. That's just it. So it's like putting together a ranking list for him. It's just, you know, we just get even more perfect as we go along.
Yeah.
So it's like all of these albums have great songs, and of course that includes Satan's Child.
Yeah, Belly of the Beast is just such a fantastic song on here.
It's a powerful song.
There's some really good songs on this. I think this is one of those records that does get overlooked. He was started to go in the right direction after 5. I think he knew. I think just kind of in the way that most bands do when they go a little too far off the tracks.
Like, well, this didn't work. Let's go back.
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. And so he kind of went in a different direction here, and you can tell this is the crossroads record from the industrial sound of 5 to what he was going to eventually morph back to. So I mean, it's a good transitional record, and there's some good songs on this record for sure. It's just a matter of digging into it. I think a lot of people just write it off. Maybe, you know, I don't know if it's this particular cover, which, I don't know, maybe that's why there's multiple covers to this thing, but I like this record a lot. There's some good songs on here for sure. So there you go, Satan's Child at number 8. Number 7 on the list.
It's 7.
Number 7, Illusphere. I love this record. There's a lot of good songs on this record. This is one of those ones, too, that I think really gets overlooked. The later Danzig records, I mean, unfortunately, he set the bar so high.
Yeah.
Not unfortunately, but, you know, I mean, you gotta admit, it's him in his peak. It's him in his prime. He set that bar so high. Those first 4 Danzig records, they're masterpiece records. And when that bar is just set to such a high level, it's hard to be able to, especially when you change band members.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing, like the first 4 records had the core band, and then as the records went on, it was a different vibe every time because there's always somebody else new in the band.
Yeah.
Even live, there were some people who were in the band live that never even played on the records, so there was always such a different, you know, vibe going on inside the band. So it changed a lot, and I think that might have had something to do with it. But Luciferi's got a lot of good songs. There's some great songwriting on this thing. I just listen to this record in its entirety constantly at work.
Yeah.
Just put this thing on and just get lost in this album. And this is just one of those records you can get lost in. And a lot of stuff on here I do like a lot. Black Mass is one of my favorite Danzig
Black
songs.
Mass. I love that song.
So
Hearing him
good.
do that live is just one of my favorites.
So good. Wicked Pussycat.
Yes.
Come on, man. It's a good song. There's a lot of good songs on here.
Yeah.
And I would definitely suggest to people who just write this one off, just give it another chance, man. There's a lot of good songs on this thing. So, at number 7, there you go. It's fair. Number 6 on the list, Death Threat Sabaoth, the return to form for Danzig. A lot of people say that this is, after the first 4, this is the one that they would put like as the natural progression of Danzig.
The return.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff on this record, too. I mean, The Revengeful, I love that song. A lot of people complain about Tommy Victor's harmonics so much, but they work in that. I just like it.
It works perfectly with what he's doing at that time.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I like it. I love The Revengeful. I love Hammer of the Gods. I love Black Candy. There's a lot of really good songs on this thing. And great album cover. See, this is another one of those things, too, where when he hits it out of the park, art-wise, it's like, he's got some of the greatest album covers. Like November Coming Fire is my favorite album cover ever of any band ever.
Yes.
And you know, like this is just one of those cases where you look at like.
Yeah, because like you would see that like as a painting, like without
It's just
all
awesome.
the text and everything. You're like, that's pretty cool. I'd hang that up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just
I'd put
awesome.
that in my home.
That's just absolutely awesome. I love everything about this. I love how he put it out on red vinyl. I love the artwork. I love the record. I can't really find fault in this record. There's really nothing in it that I don't think is a great track. I think the whole record's good. There's a lot of good songs on this thing.
Record.
Yeah, Death Threat Sabaoth. So at number 5, This is the one I sing the most praises of because I see this record a lot get trashed by fans, and I just don't understand why.
It's so good.
It's so good. This is one of those records similar to 7 where I feel like you can get lost in it, but this one even more so. I used to put this on at work and just completely zone out. But I love this record to death, and that is Circle of Snakes coming in at number 5. I can't say anything about this record that's not good. You can throw a dart and find a great song on this record. There's so many good tracks on here.
Yeah.
Everything from Skin Carver, which has been his opening song for pretty much ever.
For a reason.
So many good tracks on this record. Black Angel, White Angel,
Love that
which
song.
should have made our episode list.
Should have been on the Wait Songs episode.
Yeah, but I mean, so many good tracks on this thing for sure. It's a fantastic record. Night Besode Him is so good. Hell Mask is so good. When We Were Dead is so good. There's so many good songs on this record.
Give it another chance.
Totally underrated. People need to stop the hate on this and pick this thing up. Pick this thing up, give it another listen, because there's so much good material on this record. It's such a great album.
Yeah.
I love this album. Love it, love it, love it. And so that brings us to the top 4, and now it's just a matter of where we're going to put the 4 originals on this list.
You knew where this was going.
At number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. 4P as it's known, but Danzig 4. God, man, what can you say about this record? There's so many good songs on here. The Stalker song is like one of my favorites. It's like my top 5 Danzig songs. That is on that thing.
So You Call in the Dark.
Till You Call in the Dark. Let It Be Captured. Little Whip. My God, I love Little Whip. So good. Brand New
That
God.
voice. Oh my God.
Yeah. So many good tracks on this record. Danzig 4. You know, it's sad that it's the last, but with the original 4 members, but what a way to go out. Never made a bad record.
No.
And any one of these, the first 4 records could be interchangeable on this list because
the order, whatever
so
order
good.
you put those 4 in.
I think it just depends on what you're in the
Preference.
mood for. This record's a little darker, I feel, than the first 3.
Yeah.
This one's got a much more darker feel to it. It's the songs aren't as polished. They're not as sonically they are, but the way that they're written, they're not super catchy, super hooky. They're more dark and intricate and evil. Which makes sense. So there you go. Danzig 4 at number 4. At number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. That's How the Gods Kill.
This fucking record is
This
so
record's
good.
fantastic, yeah. Fantastic record. Again, throw a dart. Not a bad track on this thing. So many good songs on this album. How the Gods Kill, Dirty Black Summer, Godless, Anything, Bodies. So many good songs. Yeah.
We're speechless.
I know.
So you
I'm
can't
trying to
complain
I
about
can't.
this
I can't
record.
find fault in this thing. There's just nothing.
There's no fault going forward. It's just perfection.
Yeah. Do You Wear the Mark?
Yes,
just so many
I
good
know.
songs. This record's a masterpiece. It really is. Danzig 3, and so good. Fantastic record.
But you all know that.
At number 2. Number 1.
The Curveball.
That's right. The first Danzig album. Another one that I feel is just from start to finish a perfect record.
It was everything that he had done prior, just culminating to this one record.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing.
And it's interesting to think that, he made a bunch of videos at that time. Being a newly signed artist, the fact that they give him the opportunity to make multiple videos.
Yeah.
Usually when you
get one.
You get one, and if it's a hit, you get 2. And a lot of people forget that Mother, when it did come out, wasn't a hit instantaneously. It wasn't until Thrall that song became a huge hit for him. Controversial as hell in terms of the video for Mother.
Chickens and stuff like that.
Chickens and blood and stuff. And Jills. And, but definitely this record right here, so many good songs. Obviously the ones that the record's known for, like Twisted Cain and My Demon, Mother. But even the stuff that it's not known for, the in-between stuff, because I can't call it filler because it's not. Stuff like The Hunter, Evil Thing, so many good songs. Evil Thing is like one of my favorite Danzig songs ever. Love that song.
Album, the first four are just, they're perfect.
Yeah. She Rides. You know?
That song.
So many good tracks. So many good songs on this record. And obviously, Essential, Danzig won. And so, at the number one spot, for me, this record right here, for you, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We
No
narrowed
question.
it down. And that is Lucifuge. This record, I think this, more than anything else, if I had to pick one record to be stranded on a deserted island, one Danzig record, it's going to be Lucifuge.
Oh my god. It comes right in with Long Way Back from Hell and just, it kicks your ass.
The whole time.
Every track.
Yeah.
You know, Snakes of Christ.
Yeah.
Every song on this
Everything.
is perfect.
Everything. Tired of Being Alive, Her Black Wings is one of my favorite Danzig songs ever. But my
Devil's
all-time
Plaything.
favorite song from the Danzig solo catalog also comes off of this, and that's Devil's Plaything. Such an amazing song.
Oh,
the most perfect
So perfectly
Danzig
written,
song.
sung, performed, everything about it.
Yeah, agree, 100%. Killer Wolf. I mean, the list
Yes.
goes on. Every track on this record. Every track. Every song. Even Girl.
Yeah.
I know that's Eerie Vaughn's least favorite Danzig song, but vocally, my
It's a
God.
hell of a vocal.
Glenn's vocal in that song.
He could sing
His-
anything at that point.
his
I'm like, I
voice.
fucking love it.
Yeah, so good. So good. This record's a true masterpiece in every sense of the word. Danzig 2, Lucifuge. Every song, the production, the songs, the vocal delivery, the musicianship, the band was just untouchable. Cannot rave about this. I put this record in one of the top 10 greatest albums of all time. All time. Danzig 2, Lucifuge. So that's going to do it for us. Where would you have put these records? What one would you put at the top spot? What's your favorite Danzig album? What's your least favorite Danzig album? Leave a comment below, let us know. Click right there on the floating pumpkin to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on the Vinyl Graveyard.